It's just that people are resistant to change, and it's like they just want to do things the way that they always did it, and I don't care about doing things the way I always did it. I want new, I want better, I want greater, I want more. You know, I want something different. Why are we always so afraid of different? What's going on, everybody? Hey, you're catching me right in the middle of the rant. Believe me, the video just started. I want to try to start on time as much as I can. I know we're black people, but I want to try to start as close to on time as I possibly can. But I'm just, why are we so afraid of new? Why are we so afraid of the unfamiliar? Why are we so afraid of what we don't know about? When I was at Pastors and Leaders a couple of weeks ago, Bishop Jakes, shout out, okay? His sermon, the best sermon of the week. I'm sorry, they had other people there speaking, Torrey Robertson, Craig Rochelle, and other people, and okay, hallelujah for them. But listen, I literally could go and just Jakes could speak every time and I'd be cool. But he preached this sermon called The Art of Not Knowing. And he basically was talking about how well you can handle not knowing, how you feel in a situation in which you're uncomfortable. He basically talked about the fact that there's something with your mind. Your brain tries to make sense of things, so much so that you will accept something that's not true. You will accept false facts just simply because you are so determined to have a definition. As humans, we're so uncomfortable with saying, I don't know. I don't know why that happened, that we will create a false reality just to have the peace to escape the turmoil of not being sure and not knowing. And his point was, if you can't handle not knowing, if you can't handle a certain amount of fear, if you can't handle that, then you're not going to be able to be all that successful. The problem with us is that we know too much. We think we know. The reason why most churches are not successful is because they think they know how to do church. And they're not open to the possibility that they don't know what they're talking about. Me, even with whatever success that I've been able to experience, bless his holy name, God, I love you, the grace and the mercy of God, right now, I'm in a room, if you don't know, I am 50 years old. I am old. And in black people years, that's even old. It's like dog years, sorry. I am one of the oldest black people you know. I'm one of the oldest black people left on the planet, okay? So, and right now, I am in a room full of babies. I mean, babies having babies. One of my main people is knocked up as we speak. I mean, babies having babies, okay? I mean, why is that? Because I want people that are trying to figure out the new and trying to figure out and going to push me into an area that I'm not comfortable in. And I think that that's important. I could just rest on what I've always done and what's been successful. But no, I want something greater. I want something more. I want something different. I can stand on the pulpit. I've been preaching since I was 15 years old. I do it well. And not only have I been preaching since I was 15, but since I moved to North Carolina, which is 16 years, I have recorded every single solitary sermon I've ever preached. And I don't mean recorded video. I mean, I have the sermon in a database. I have 2,000 sermons in a database in a computer. I have thousands of sermons. I've been preaching since I was a little kid, okay? I know how to stand on the stage and preach. But look at me. In a room with a bunch of kids, with a mic in my face, cameras aimed at me. Do I know how to do this? I hope I do. I don't know how to do this. I have no idea. And at some point, these little nuggets, people here, are going to throw me some question that I'm not prepared for it, but I'm not afraid because I am afraid, but that fear is a good thing. That if you're never afraid, then there's an aspect of life that you're missing. There's something about that. I know I get it. None of us love fear. None of us like to be afraid. I totally feel you, but that's not really true. We get on roller coasters because we like being afraid. We go to horror movies. I don't know if you've seen the commercials for this new Bright Leaf thing. I'm going to go see that. But we like that because there's a certain amount of somebody making you jump in a movie. The fear, there's an excitement to that. And if you can't handle fear, if you can't handle the unknown, you are not going to be successful. And since I'm shouting out Bishop Jakes, I may just finish his sermon. The scripture he used was, I think it's Mark 8, but I'm not sure exactly. Don't quote me on that, in which basically it is the story where they bring a man to Jesus who's blind, and they want Jesus to put his hands on him and heal him. And Jesus takes the blind man and leads him outside of the city. And his point was, if you're blind, there are people who are blind right now. There are people who live in your city, live in this city, and they're blind, and they function great. They function great because they're in surroundings that are familiar. They know 10 steps to the bathroom, 15 steps to the kitchen sink. They don't need any help. They know where to get to the bus stop. They are in familiar surroundings. If you take them out of a familiar surrounding and put them in a place in which they're not familiar, they're in trouble. So for Jesus to take this blind man, lead him outside of the gates of the city, means that he led him outside of his comfort zone to work that miracle. And there are certain miracles. His point was, it's not my point. I'm re-preaching his sermon. I know it's my show. But his point is that there are certain miracles that will not happen when you're in your comfortable place. There's only certain miracles that will happen when you are outside of where you're used to being and you're in a place in which you don't know. When you get into the unknown, that's when you really need the power of God. That's when you really need the Holy Ghost, okay? Let me say something else before I answer any more questions. Last week, these people here, and it's not really their fault because I don't really want to be prepared. I like to kind of answer everything off the cuff. Asked me a question about Sister Curry and Mama Curry now. She got 3 kids. Mama Curry and these comments that she made. To be quite honest with you, I love the dialogue. And let me just say that if you come for me too hard on Instagram, I'm just letting everybody know right now. If you come to me too hard on Instagram, you're gonna get blocked. Just know that. Just understand that. Just get it. You can say what you want to say, but you better have some. You better check your tone. You better use your inside voice before you find your outside. You just check yourself before you wreck yourself. Try not to correct me on scripture. You're not qualified to correct me theologically. You're stepping outside your zone. Don't tell me what the Bible said. Anyone who does that, if you follow me on Instagram, if I post a picture of my daughter and say I'm proud of her, and now you're going to presume to lecture me biblically on pride, you're going to get blocked. I just want you to know that. You're going to get blocked. You're going to get erased. If you want to have some dialogues with me, understand. Check your tone. Just watch your tone. Everybody's tone was pretty respectful. Nobody really came for me too hard because it is my Instagram. So if you come for me, just know, if you think I'm going to respond, I'm not. You're just going to get blocked. So just be respectful. I'm 50, okay? I'm old enough to be a daddy for most of you. Some of you, your granddaddy. Just respect your elder. Just be respectful. It's gray here. Respect your elders. It's not always here. Sometimes I diet. Respect your elders. Don't come for me too hard because I'm just going to block you. And the reason why I'm going to block you is because if I actually respond to you when I'm done, you won't want to. You won't. Boards don't hit back. You don't want me to hit back. So I just block you to keep me from rashing you. Here's my point. Mama Curry said some stuff. Y'all asked me some questions about Sister Curry and her comments. I commented on it a little bit in my ignorance, quite honestly. I tried to give her more credit, and I'm not saying I gave her almost a little bit more credit than she deserved. I kind of answered her from the perspective of, hey, maybe she's thinking about her marriage and she just wants to kind of really be like, yo, hey, listen, I just want to make sure that I keep my man's attention. When I actually watched the video, I didn't see the video until I saw what we posted of the video. And after watching it, let me just say this, okay? You want to be very, very careful. Men, women, anyone, especially in a marriage relationship, male and female, you want to be careful that you are not competitive with each other. It's not about competition. It's not about competition. Please don't. If you're married to a woman and you go to her job and everybody's like, oh my God, she's amazing. And you're getting some kind of feeling about whether or not people think you're amazing. You got to work on you, sweet dude. That's not the way. You ought to be like, yep, he's great. Yep, she's amazing. You ought to, if you go to your wife's job and they put her on the stage and she's employee of the year, and you're not standing clapping with everybody else, if you're sitting there like, I'm a good employee too. It's not about being competitive. It's not about being as great as each other ever. It's not the situation. There are going to be times I've done this. I've said this before. I'm saying it again. Love and basketball. I know love and basketball is the I Ching. I know it is the end all be all. It is the black people's love movie. I know it is. We just love and basketball. But here's the thing. If you really watch the movie, you will realize that as long as they're both playing basketball, they're never together. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. They're not together when they're playing basketball. They have this little thing when they're kids, be my boyfriend, be my girlfriend. They get into a fight. They're never together again. It's senior year, prom, okay? They don't even go to prom together. They don't even go to prom together. They end up together afterwards somehow. They're together that summer, presumably. They get to USC, whatever. They're together a little bit there in the beginning. They break up during basketball season. They're never together again until the movie's over. And when the movie ends, she's playing basketball and he's not. Because two ballers aren't together. It doesn't work that way. Somebody's balling, somebody's cheering. Part of the reason why World Overcomers is because LaShawn is not trying to ball on my court. If you're a pastor's wife and you're looking at your husband on stage and you're just like, I need to be up there ministering, you need Jesus is what you need. You need prayer. You need to get over yourself. This is his court. Get your own court. Stop being a hater and get your own court. If they were coming for you, then you could have your own church. They're not coming for you. They're coming to hear him speak. And your ministry is semi-irrelevant. My wife has an organization called Projects of Hope. It's an NGO. It is doing serious, no joke work in Africa. She is changing the lives of children in Africa. I'm not even on the board. She asked me to be on the board. I'm like, no, this is your court, baby. This is your world. This is your arena. I went to one of her board meetings. I was just there because she was looking cute that day, and I just wanted to hang. She had some jeans on, and I was like, I want to see those jeans all day. So I just went. It was like at a breakfast place, and I was on my phone doing my work and doing some stuff that I was doing and listening in and just, and the meeting is almost over, and she turns to me and she's like, babe, do you have something you want to say? And I'm like, no. Okay, I'm proud of what y'all are doing, but I have nothing to add because I'm not in it. This is not my world. This is not my court. And I would be a hater and insecure if I now have to insert myself into her world. What is wrong with us? Why can't you just be happy with your world and I'll be happy with mine and I'll support you and cheer for you when you're on the court and you support me and cheer for me when I'm on the court. But you're on the court and I got to run in the middle and I got to make a spectacle of myself. I got to get on when you're on. You got to get on when I'm on. So I'm going someplace to speak and you're trying to figure out when you're going to get to sing. Hey, listen, get your own singing engagements. Why do your singing engagements have to be connected to my speaking? Oh, well, you're a woman and you've got some really great contract and I want to come up there and I want to walk around and walk through there and network in your arena. We can't both ball at the same time. Somebody's got to ball, somebody's got to cheer. Otherwise, the relationship is going to get competitive, and that's scary. And there was a little of that I heard in there. And some people who love her and care for her. I'm not her pastor, but it sounds to me like, oh, she needs a little bit of ministry, because it can't just be like, oh, women are liking him, but who likes me? Ooh. And I made my comment before I actually saw the video. Now, I want to give her the benefit. She's got 3 kids. She's always seems like she's solid and great. They seem like they're saved. God knows I'm praying that they are saved and really do have a relationship with Christ. I don't know them. Would love to know them, but I'm old, so hallelujah. But wouldn't be nothing wrong, and I'm not presuming to minister to them. They're not asking me for ministry. These people asked me the question, and I commented, and I don't have a problem commenting. I'm going to comment on some questions now. It's my show. But I just wanted to bring a little bit of clarity, because I think that I was trying to give her a little bit of the benefit that she was a bit more mature, and she's got growing to do, and she's young. She's young. We all have growing to do. I can tell you right now, there are things that I've said when I was 26 and 27 and 28 years old, 29 years old. I could pull up video right now of sermons I preached at 29 that would make me cringe. Things I said in my youth when I thought I knew what I was talking about. You don't always know what you're talking about. Please be patient with me. God's not finished with me yet. Please be patient with Aisha Curry. God's not finished with her yet. Nobody should be all that mad at her. She's 29 years old. Nobody should be all that upset with her. She's not even 30. Is she even 30? My assumption is that she's younger than Steph, and I think he might be 30. Is she 30? Okay. So there's a new mantle that comes on you at 30. There's a new mantle that comes on you at 50. I was around Bishop. He told me there's a new mantle that comes on you at 60. He looked at me like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You're only 50. And I had to respect my elders and just keep my mouth shut. So anybody right now that's a little bit upset with me about what I just said about your girl, Aisha Curry, sorry, but I'm 50. I'm not trying to shame her, hurt her, troll her, dog her. She's got growing to do. You got growing to do. She has growing to do. Steph got growing to do. I got growing to do. God knows Russell Westbrook got growing to do. Cersei Lannister got a whole lot of growing to do. We all got growing to do. Cersei ain't gonna grow, but she got growing to do. Okay. All right, Yolanda. I know that was a bit. That was 20 minutes. Whew. Okay, take a deep breath and relax. Relax yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, I'm ready to answer some questions now. Welcome to the show. So glad you're here. As you can tell, I'm fired up. It's Monday morning. Milwaukee Bucks look like they're going to win the whole thing. Looks like they're going to be champions, NBA champions. I don't know. Even with a healthy Kevin Durant, I don't know if they could beat that Milwaukee Bucks team. That Greek freak dude is a problem. And if those other guys are going to play like this, hey, we'll see. Kawhi's Kawhi, but we will see. Sorry, New York. Looks like Zion Williamson is going to New Orleans. And if I was Anthony Davis, I might think about staying and playing with him. I know maybe he just don't want to play in New Orleans no more. I guess maybe he's tired of eating gumbo. But living in L.A. and all it's cracked up to be, hey, AD, I know I'm not nobody, but I'm 50. You might want to think about maybe staying and playing with the dude who's going to be the next phenom, Skywalker superstar. He really could be, this really could be a game changer. And with him, with Zion, Anthony Davis, and the new general manager they've got, and the point guard dude they have, Holiday, get a couple of shooters and you're one of the best teams. You're good. Anthony Davis, Zion Williamson, and Drew Holiday and a couple of shooters is just as good as Denver. You get a good coach, you're competing. You are competing. God knows where Kevin Durant's going to go. So the West is up for grabs. I don't know if I'd leave. I don't know. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else on my mind. I'm still on season 7. Sorry. Still on season 7 of Game of Thrones. I was out of town. I got to work. Can't be sitting around watching TV every day. I got work to do. I got places to preach. I got mouths to feed. I got stuff I got to do. I'm still on season 7. I don't like being in suspense. At this point now, I'm just gonna wait for the show to end, and then I can just watch it all and get it out my system. But sorry, I have nothing to comment on. I'm not any farther ahead than I was last week. I'm still on season 7, like episode 5 or something. I'm still right around there. Sorry. John and them are left the wall, going to try to capture a dead walker, a White Walker, to bring back to prove that's what's going on where I am. Anything else to say? Okay. I'll answer questions. Let's get down to it. We're running out of time. 5 minutes to 12.
So you answered our first question about the NBA Finals prediction.
Okay.
So we won't start with that one.
I just will say, listen, I'm a Steph Curry fan. I've been a Steph Curry fan since he was here at Davidson. I went to games when he was here. Steph Curry, if somebody shows you this, or Aisha shows you this because she thinks I'm a hater, I'm not. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. To me, he's changed the NBA. I played basketball just a little bit in college. I was a shooter. In high school, I was playing high school when there was no three-pointer. I am a huge Steph Curry fan. I'm a huge fan. I really am. He's probably my favorite player in the NBA. And so I've been cheering for Golden State since he got there. I didn't cheer for Golden State before that. But when Steph was at Davidson and they went to the Elite Eight, I went to the games, okay? I think they had games on Easter or something. I preached all 4 services or preached 4 times and still went to the game. Sat there exhausted. Go, Steph. I'm a Steph Curry fan, so I've been cheering for the team. Klay Thompson, even Draymond Green. You need somebody kind of feisty, kind of from Flint. You need somebody like that from Michigan. I love the team. I liked the team before Durant got there. I felt like they were robbed. Them suspending Draymond, they got robbed. They should be winning 3-4 in a row. But maybe that's what got them Durant. I'm a Steph Curry fan. I really am. I'm cheering for them. And so as a fan of Golden State, I'm just saying right now, that Bucks team makes me nervous. That Bucks team makes me nervous. It really does. Now, I'm a Golden State fan. Sorry, Steph, and I don't even presume to think that Steph Curry's going to watch this show. Okay, I'm not anybody. I'm somebody, but I'm old. But I'll just say this. What have they won? 3 out of the last 4? 3 out of the last 4. Okay, they've won back-to-back. They won before that. 3 out of the last 4. It's almost like with the Patriots. Okay? The Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls. Okay? I want them to win another one, but I'm not going to fall into the fetal position and put scalding shower on myself if Kansas City was to win the Super Bowl, or I'm a Golden State fan. We've won 3 out of 4. They've won 3 out of 4. So I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't have minded it if Houston had beat them. I would love to see Chris Paul winning a championship. Chris Paul's a good guy, solid guy from North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. Steph's from North Carolina. Zion is from South Carolina. That's close enough. So, I would have loved to see Chris Paul win a championship. It wouldn't have bothered me if they had beat Golden State and him win a championship. I don't think he would have beat that Bucks team. I don't think so. That Bucks team makes me nervous. That Bucks team makes me hit the pause and run in the bathroom because more water is coming out all of a sudden. That's how nervous that Bucks team is. That Bucks team makes me scared. And they're hungry and they're all raw and choppy and, mad. They're angry because they're in Milwaukee and don't nobody care about little Milwaukee. So they're like the team that's coming out the ghetto. It's almost like, they're like that. They're like that mad little ghetto team that people don't like, our little janky city. And so, they don't have all this shiny arenas and all of this special superstar fans. They don't have all these Hollywood people. Jay-Z and Beyonce aren't going to no Milwaukee Bucks games. No. So even their fans are like rough and nails dirty and mad. It's a blue collar. Woo, that team. They're mad. They're coming for it. I read some article the other day that's like the Greek Freak is living in a 2-bedroom apartment with his parents right now. Yes. He's not spending none of his money. When he first got his first NBA check, they said he sent the whole check home. So how did he get to the arena? He was jogging to the arena. Somebody was driving by and saw him and was like, aren't you the good dude we just picked up? We just drafted you, right? He's like, yeah. He said, well, get in, I'll give you a ride. That kind of person, you got to be scared of that kind of person. That person's coming for you. That person, that's Rocky up in an apartment eating beans and punching meat, okay? That's Apollo Creed is all shiny and his wife's all cute. And Rocky's walking around, do, take it back in Philly, all rough and living above a sewer. That you got to be scared of that person. That Milwaukee team. They ain't got nobody cute on that team. You see all the players on that team. All the women that love those dudes, love them dudes, okay? Because them dudes ain't even trying. They ain't got braces. They're like, yup, I got an overbite. I don't care. We're here to play basketball. That Milwaukee team is for real. That team's for real. That is a for real team. And everybody better be scared of them. I really do. I'm telling you right now. I'm cheering for Golden State to win 3 in a row. I think that would be great. It hasn't been done in a long time. But without Kevin Durant, there's no way they'll win without Durant. But even with Durant, I don't know. That Milwaukee team makes me nervous. Okay, now I done insulted the players and the whole city of Milwaukee. I'm so sorry. Milwaukee, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The problem is that one of the kids that works for me, he's a big Milwaukee fan, probably from there, and that's why he looks like he ain't ate. So, because, do y'all even have food in Milwaukee? No. That's why they're so hungry. That's why y'all are so hungry, right? Just beer, right? That's right. Okay, but I mean, the Bucks is all they got. The Brewers, Packers? Okay, Packers, okay. But even the Packers, when was the last time they made the playoffs? Okay? All right. So I really do think it's Milwaukee. I really do. I think they can win it all. I really, really do think they can win it all. And what's happened really is now that Brogdon got hurt, now they almost had to get better without him. They had to be able to play without him, and now he's back. And when he plays in the form, I mean, they're a tough little scrappy team. Okay. I mean, they got a white boy on the team who can jump. That Connaughton kid who's from New England. When was the last time you seen a white kid that could jump like that? They just got special players. It's special. It is special. All right. Go ahead.
So since we're talking about basketball, should Zion return to Duke to avoid the Pelicans pick?
No. Here's the thing with Zion, okay? 6'8", he's 260, 270, 280. He's young right now. He's either going to, like, really change, like even LeBron, like down through the years, kind of changed his diet and got lighter. Because, granted, he's a freak of nature and he's an incredible athlete, and I love that. But you're going to find out, listen to somebody that's 50, okay? Your joints are like tires. You have a certain amount of miles on them. And there's a certain amount of pounding and a certain amount of jumping and a certain amount of stuff you don't have forever. You don't have forever. If I was him, I wouldn't play 4 years. Are you out of your mind? I wouldn't play 4 years anyway, ever, never. I wouldn't do anything 4 years, never. If I went to MIT to be an engineer, and after a year, some company came and offered me $20 million to come work, I would leave MIT. Why would I stay there? That's insane. Clearly, I'm good. I've just made $20 million. I'm great. I'm straight. I'm all right. And then some shoe company's gonna come also pay me $80 million to walk around with a computer hanging around my neck. I'm out. I'm not staying at MIT to get my degree. What are you talking about? Why do we just want the black people to do that? Don't nobody care if tennis players, did Pete Sampras graduate from high school? Did Andre Agassi graduate from high school? Steffi Graf? Jennifer Capriati? Tiger Woods? Did Tiger Woods go to high school? Yeah, that's Stanford. Okay, but I mean, do we care about any of the baseball players that they graduated from college? Did Roger Clemens? Did Derek Jeter graduate from college? Why do we want the black athletes to graduate from college, but we don't care about baseball players and tennis players and hockey players and soccer players? We don't care about them. I don't care. Did LeBron James go to college? No. He's richer than all of us 10 times over combined. Why? You're just gonna risk hurting. You're just gonna risk getting hurt. He already got hurt with a sneaker. You know why he got that sneaker on? Because he ain't got no money. His broke. No, Zion. Go on, man. Go to New Orleans. You have a good team. That's a good little scrappy team over there. They're not a bad team. It's not the Phoenix Suns. They were trying to make the playoffs this year. And if Anthony Davis hadn't got hurt or what really wanted to play last year when they had DeMarcus Cousins, they had a good team. They were on their way to making the playoffs. That Drew Holiday kid can play. And they've got some people on the team who have fought to get there. The Julius Randle kid can play. It's not a bad team. You put Zion on that team, that's a game changer. You watched Duke last year. Anytime Zion couldn't even go sit down and take a drink of water, they start losing. Basketball's like that. One guy out of 5 can change the whole thing. But go back to Duke to avoid the pick to go play where? There's no guarantee. You got 14% chance. Where would he want to have gone to? New York? LA? Why would he want to go to New York? New York doesn't have anybody on the team as good as Drew Holiday. They don't, let alone Anthony Davis. And if I was the Pelicans, you know what I would do? I would say, hey, Anthony Davis, you know what? Go get your behind in shape and get in here and play basketball for us. You could play 1 year. Just like right now, Kawhi Leonard, Toronto's renting him for a year. Paul George went to Oklahoma City for a year. Just make Anthony Davis play for a year. Be like, yep, okay, we'll let you go next year. Come play your butt off this year. We'll let you go. You can go be a free agent, but we're not trading you. No. Come play basketball. Fulfill your contract. You took the money, fulfill your contract. We signed you for 8 years. Play the 8th year. No, we're not trading you. And if you don't play, we won't pay you. That's what I would do. And we're going to put you and Zion and Drew, and we're going to put some other shooters around you, and we're going to see, can we ball? You got to respect Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is not talking about, is he going to stay at Toronto? Is he coming back? He is just bawling his heart out right now. He's playing as hard as he can. Anthony Davis, have some integrity and fulfill your contract and play as hard as you can. Get healthy and get on the court and ball out. And play as hard as you can. And earn your next contract. Because right now, nobody's talking about you. And Paul George came in, played his heart out. And they had an opportunity to maybe re-sign him. And if Anthony Davis wants to walk, then walk. But I wouldn't trade him. Not after I got Zion. I'll be like, no, dude, what are you talking about, dude? You're one of the best players in the NBA. Now we have one of the most exciting new players. We got you. If you don't want to be here, you shouldn't have signed a 6-year contract or whatever that we gave you all that money 6 years ago. You should have left then. Nope. You signed 6 years, played a 6 year. We paid you for 6 years. We didn't pay you for 4.5 years. We paid you for 6. Go ahead and play your 6th year. It ain't gonna hurt you. Look at Durant. Durant's been signing 1-year deals every year now. He's betting on himself. You'll be okay. You won't surely die. You'll be healthy. You'll be okay. All right.
Where can Christian singles go to meet someone instead of the club?
I honestly think that, the club to me is the worst place to meet someone. I'm just sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe the clubs have changed since I was young. Maybe clubs have a lot of really bright lights now so you can really see what people look like. Because you could end up with somebody that you met at the club, and after dark and liquor, they may not be what you thought they were. Maybe the club has become a place where inner qualities are important, like respect and chastity and thoughtfulness and being a good mom. Maybe a really good, hard-working man that wants to get up early in the morning and go do his job and wants to come home and be faithful to you and raise his kids and save some money. Maybe you can find a guy like that throwing dollars at a club. I guess maybe. Who ever thought a club was a good place to meet somebody? Even when people do meet somebody at the club, they're meeting somebody at the club who don't ever go to the club. Somebody who's there who's like, yeah, I'm just here because it's my girl's birthday and she asked me to come so bad, but I'm really tired. It's 9:30. It's past my bedtime. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I got my own company I'm trying to get off the ground. Ain't nobody got time to be twerking at a club because I am trying to get my life forward together. You know when's the best time to go to the club? 85 years old. Let me tell you, when I'm 85 years old, you might really see me in a club. I will be at that point. You know when I might really smoke some weed, Yolanda, whatever your name is over there? When I'm 85, I might be like, I have run my race. I have finished my course. I have done my thing. I done made my money. I have set up my kids. Past the Dolce Pony left-hand side. I said, I'm going to get tore up now. Now, that's the time to smoke some weed. I really might smoke weed right on to heaven. I really might. You may come to my coffin and lean in and be like, is that Jamaican ganja I smell? You really may. I may be smoking all the way up till, I'm not kidding, at 85 years old, I really might be like, you know what? I have done so much Now I just want to chill and numb out. And people may be like, oh, I have a meeting with Pastor Andy to talk about the future of ministry. And somebody may be like, okay, but don't go over there on no Fridays though, because I'm serious. Why would I do it now? Why would you want to mellow now? Why would you want to chill out now? Don't you want the angst and the energy and the feeling and the fight and the drive and the and I gotta sell and I gotta make and I gotta get free and I'm tired of being a slave and I'm tired of white people owning me. I'm tired of all of my financial decisions being dictated by white people. Sorry, white people. I'm tired of all of my financial future decisions being made by a bank or being made by some other person. I want to be free. I want to own my own thing. I want to own it debt free. I want to own it outright. I want to get some solar panels. I want to get off the grid. I want to have to pay my taxes on my property, and that's it. I want to save. I want to chill. When I get to that point, hey, I'm going to go to the club now. Where are you going, Jasper? Going down to the club? I'm going down there. It's 82-year-old lady night. Wow, okay. You mean the 82-year-old ladies are coming? Yeah, I'm 91. That's the time to go to the club. Right now, this is not time to go to the club. This is time to work. This is time to make money. This is time to start your own business. This is time to own. This is time to buy a house. This is time to work double shift to pay it off. Drive Uber. Do whatever you got to do. Throw your money at your mortgage. Start putting money away for your college. Start putting money away for your retirement. Club? Come on, black people. This is not time to be clubbing. This is time to be working. When you lay your body down in the bed, you ought to fall asleep exhausted. Like, you ought to be knocked out because you have worked so hard. This is the time to work. I'm 50 years old. This is the time to work. This is the time to work. Pastor Andy, how can you preach 4 times on a Sunday morning? Because it's time to work. It's not the time to be chilling. This is not the time to be clubbing. This is not the time to be smoking weed. Everybody's so mad at me because I'm so hard on weed. You know, some dude rolled on me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Pastor Andy. Come on. I'm like, listen, buddy. My problem with weed is that to me, it just robs you of your drive. It makes you okay with stuff that's not okay. If your apartment bothers you and you want some weed to escape it, I say, no, go cut some lawns and escape it. Go sell something and escape it. You want to really escape it? Escape it for real. Don't escape it into smoke. Escape it into wealth. I feel you. Me too. I feel that thing in my stomach too. Me too. I'm scared too. What am I going to do with that? Go get lit up? I'll do that when I'm 85. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be an 85-year-old, gray hair. People going to be having conversations with me, and I'm going to be eating Doritos. Because that's the time to go to the club. What was the question? Where can I meet people besides the club? I mean, I think you've got to, one of the main ways that people get connected and have gotten connected through the years is through someone. People introduce people to people. I read some crazy statistic, like 1/4 of all couples that are getting married now are meeting together, meeting through the internet. There's that way. This is one of the reasons why I try to encourage people, especially young people. When you're in college, especially in university, you need to keep your options open. Because when you're in school, you're meeting a lot of people. I'm just here to get my degree. Well, I hear you, but when are you ever going to be around this many different kinds of people ever again? Once you graduate, you go work. Unless you work in some hospital or something, you're seeing the same people all the time. You go to a church, unless your church is a very large church, you're just going to end up seeing the same people all the time. How are you going to meet someone new? But I think church should be a place where you can meet somebody new. You know, church, there's good girls there. The library, there's good church girls there. Or where I'm going tonight, the Miss Black wearing this pageant, good girls, good clean girls there. I mean, where are you going to meet a woman? Really, this is a woman asking this question. You're really asking, where can you go where you can be seen? I feel you, sweetheart. I feel you. It's going to take prayer. It's going to take work. It's going to take you being your best you. It's going to be you being your best you for both people. Got to be your best you. If you're single right now, you should be working on yourself like company's coming over. My boys are graduating from high school next week. I got company coming. So I want birds' nests down. I got some crazy bird that's done made some nests, and we knocked it down, power washed it off. He came right back, built that nest right back up there. Birds, the devil's a lie. I rebuke them. I bind them in the name of Jesus. But it's like, what are we doing? We're trying to get it ready for company. Part of the thing with me and Sean is, ain't no company coming. 30 years with two of us. Ain't nobody new about to see nothing. And it's just, but if you're single, you trying to invite somebody new onto the property, you better cut the grass. Unless you're going to sell it in foreclosure. You're going to sell it as is, but you're not going to get a good price. Oh, you want a ring that's blinging? Oh, he better get on his knee. Then you better get to you better stop eating cake. Oh, yeah, listen, I want a woman. It's funny when I hear this, I want a woman who's this. I'm like, oh, really? Is that what you want? Then you might want to start flossing your teeth. May want to save some money. I mean, if you're like, how is somebody going to see me? I hear you. I hope you want to be seen at your best. Hope you're forgiven. Hope you're letting old dudes go. Hope you're letting the old chick go. I trust you're letting your old boss go. Don't get an interview in front of a new boss complaining about your last boss. Not smart. Not smart. It was great. I had a great time at that company. There were some positives and negatives because there's always positives and negatives. There's no such thing as a perfect job. There's no such thing as a perfect boss. There's no such thing as a perfect job. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. God knows there's no such thing as a perfect man. Help us, Holy Ghost. There's no such thing as a perfect woman. There are no perfect children. There's no perfect teenagers. If you've got one, you don't really know them all that well. There is no food without crap. Did I say this on the show last week? There's no food without crap. If you eat, you will crap. There is no provision without waste. The thing that sells houses is kitchens and bathrooms. Because in a house, you're going to eat, and in a house, you are going to crap. So there is no blessing without some waste. And if you can't handle waste, you can't handle food. I don't know how I got to that, but anyway.
How do you balance being young and having fun when you are dating someone 30 plus?
Well, I guess the assumption is that you're not 30 plus. They look young. So they're not 30 plus. So you're not in your 30s yet. You're dating somebody who's in their 30s. Like that's old. Somebody in their 30s ain't old. That's still young. So I think you have to ask yourself, are you young or are you immature? Because what an immature person thinks is fun and what a person that's a bit more mature thinks of as fun can be two totally different things. If having fun to you is immature behavior, then your problem may not be your age difference. Your problem may be that you're immature. Your problem also may be that you just define fun in a different way. Because there are some things that as you get older, you still think those things are fun. My dad drives motorcycles. That's, at this point, motorcycles is his life. He just loves getting on his bike. He loves cleaning them, shining them. He loves riding around on his motorcycle. The challenge is that he wants my mother to go on the motorcycle with him. And my mother is not interested in leaning with a leather jacket on, hair flowing out behind the back of a helmet. That's just not an idea of fun to her. They're in their 70s. My dad just turned 73. So I don't know if age has to do with what you think is fun. I don't know. My Jamaican mother, my mommy, she can hang, boy. She can hang. She's almost 80 years old. She can hang. If we're out, people eating for her, she wants to be right there. She wants to be right in the mix. She got FOMO. She does not want to miss out. So I don't know if age is really an appropriate judge of it. Some of it has to do with personality. Some of it has to do with who that person is and what they find fun. And I think that maybe that's a part of why he's with you. It sounds like it's a woman, which is better, because if you're a 24-year-old dude dating a 36-year-old woman, I'm sorry, but you're a fool. And I'm not even going to mitigate that. Just take it for what it is. You're a fool. A 24-year-old man don't have hardly nothing in common with a 36-year-old woman. They just don't. 36-year-old women are a whole nother level. They're at a whole nother level of wisdom. They're at a whole nother level of maturity. They're at a whole nother level of thought process. They're at a whole nother level of expectations of life. 24-year-old little boy, you are not ready to fulfill that desire. You are not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And the ones that do work are rare, but they're not going to work. And everybody was so in love with Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore, but are they still together? No, they are not. Because it's not going to work. So anyway, clearly you're with an older guy. You're 27, he's 38. Part of the reason why he's with you 27 is because he wants somebody that's going to make him do some things where it's fun. He doesn't want to be old, or else he would have just got somebody old. But he got somebody young to say, oh my God, let's go catch squirrels. It's not anything he would ever do. So maybe it's the way that you're approaching it too. You have to be careful how you say it, especially if you're talking to a guy. If you speak too critically, dudes don't want to do it. There's a whole nother thing I'm getting into now. If you speak too critically, a guy won't want to do it. Most of the problem with many of you that have a guy that won't do what you say is because you don't know what you're doing. Let me give you an example of how to get a guy to do what you want. All right? This is the guy. Okay? My honey water. That's the guy. This is the woman. Okay? Now, if you want this guy to go that way, you want this guy to go that way. If you were pushing against him to try to get him to go that way, unless he's a punk, he is not going to just let you push him. He's a little boy, he's a little child, and you're going to be his mother, and he ain't got nothing, and he will let you go in and push him. Okay, what you want to do? I'll go. As you want me to go? I mean, hey, I want you to be happy. All right. What do you want? That's what you want? Hey, I'm good. Okay, that kind of guy you can just push right over because he's a punk. But a real man who's not a punk, if you are pushing him, he going to dig his heels in. If you're too critical, See, your problem is you don't ever want to go nowhere. You don't want to have no fun. You're 34 and you done got old, and I want to go. If that's how you're talking, then maybe some of what you're feeling is that you are not approaching him right. You're not going to get him to go that way, pushing against him. The way that you get him to go that way is you come on over here, get on his side, and just walk with him for a little while. And as you walk with him, you're slowly turning him just little by little. And before he knows it, you done turn him right on there. And he's walking on over here. He thinks it's his idea. That's how you get a man to go that way. That was good right there. I've said that before, but this whole water, this thing is, you slowly turn him. That's how you do it. So if you're saying, I want to go to Six Flags, and all you want to do is come home from work and watch Sports Center, you ain't getting him to move. But if you say, you watch the Sports Center? I tell you, I love me some Sports Center. You know what? I've just found out that they've got like new Sports Center stuff at the Six Flags. Really? Uh-huh. It would be really great if we went to Six Flags and watched Sports Center there. Hey, you know what? Remember last week when you was talking about Sports Center at Six Flags? I think I want to go there. Really? Is that what you want to do? I mean, I don't really care. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, if you want to go to sports, if you want to go to Six Flags, that's how you get him to go. You don't teach that to women no more. Every woman's trying to be a man. You think you have to be a man because you think that to be equal, you have to be the same, but that's not true. That's us, that's our fault. Men did that to women. We so subjugated and didn't pay for equal work and didn't listen and didn't love you and didn't honor and didn't respect you that you had to rise up in rebellion. After all the rape and molestation and death and murder and all the stuff that we've done to women, now women are like, we just have to be like men. But please, please, my sisters, my daughters, don't be like men. You don't want to be like us. We have too many weaknesses. We don't live long. We don't save money. We're not smart. Don't be like us. Be you. Stop trying to be like a man. Stop trying to think like us. Stop trying to act like us. Stop trying to be sexual like us. You're going to be dead. If you try to be sexual like us, you are going to be dead. Because our sexual scruples lead to death. We have no scruples. We have no kind of nothing. Hey, want to go to the bathroom? That's us. You look hot. Can I go in the bathroom with you right now? I don't know you. I don't know what you got. I just hope you ain't sick. And I'm going to put a piece of rubber on me. Rubber. Not steel, not concrete, not aluminum foil, not plastic. Rubber. I'm going to bet my life on a piece of rubber. That's men. You don't want to be like that. You're going to die. That's why the best thing that ever happened to us is to find one of you that's just so great. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just going to get with this one on. And now I don't need any, I don't have to bet my life on a piece of rubber no more. I don't have to have my life and death hanging on a piece of latex. That's how men think. I just met this chick. I don't know her at all. I just met her. What's her name? I don't even know. I have no idea what her name is. But that's all right. That's okay. I'm going to put something like this that you can almost see through around myself. And that's going to protect me from someone I don't know. Sweetheart, don't think like us. If you're riding around with rubbers in your purse, you are a fool. You're going to die. Don't be like us. Be better than us. We need you to be better than us to drive us to be better. Stop settling. We need you to have a standard, sweetheart. We need you to have a standard so that we can rise to the occasion. We need you to have a standard. And right now, if you think I'm wrong, look at black people, look at the black world, look at the black family. Why? Because y'all have lowered your standards. Y'all are just giving it all away for free. Y'all all need to go on strike. And all of the ones who aren't on strike, they're scabs. And y'all need to be screaming at them, scabs. As they're going into the club with thongs on, you need to be saying, scabs. They are crossing your picket line. And they're going into the factory without a deal, without a union. Woo, I am dropping it today, boy. Without a union. They're just being used. They're being used with no union. Men and women do not need to be the same. We do not need to be the same. We can be equal without being the same. Let's try to have equality. Let's try to have partnership without being the exact same. That's not smart. I don't want women who think like a man. And I know y'all don't want no man that thinks like a woman. I know you don't. You might think so, but you don't. You come in, hey babe, how was work? Oh my God, girl, you don't even know. That's not what you want. You don't want that. I'm just so tired. I don't know what's going on. I think it's my time. That's not what you want. You don't want that. That might be cute at first, but you're gonna be like, oh my God, this dude, he's on his cycle again, girl. Now our cycles done linked up. It's not what you want. This whole idea of us being the same, anything you can do, I can do better, is not true. It's a lie. That's the devil. We can't do the same stuff. We can't. And we shouldn't have to. We should not have to. All right. Well, this has been wonderful. And special shout out. Today's show was sponsored by Steph and Aisha Curry and the Milwaukee Bucks. Thanks so much. The city of Milwaukee really appreciates your town for being so low budget, and Golden State and the NBA and black people in general. Thanks again. Clubs, all clubs, 85-year-old people, weed for 85s, all of our sponsors today. And can't wait to see you back next week on the Third Degree and 11:30. Let people know, share this video. Come with some good questions. And peace out.